Right, I think it's time for one of those videos again. World of Warcraft's talking about Dragonflight. Now, we all have recent knowledge about the surveys that they were having with Wrath of the Lich King, so I'm honestly very curious to see how they planned on blending the two, if they plan on releasing the two simultaneously. I don't know why bringing back dragons, at least at this particular moment in time, is going to really help Warcraft. I mean, they haven't really had much of a significance before, and any value that they did have was kind of killed back in Cataclysm at the end of the Deathwing raid. For those of you who've actually played in that time, you'll recall Alex Straza walking up to Thrall like, yeah, our ancient power has been expelled. It's pretty much on you mortals now to do your own thing. Now, does this all necessarily mean Dragonflight will be a bad expansion? I don't really think so. I think that Dragonflight has as much potential as Cataclysm did if they just simply approach this the right way. And the reason I say this is because there was this long hidden enemy that was supposed to make it into Cataclysm, but never really did. For those of you who read the Warcraft lore, you know who I'm about to talk about. There's this enemy named Chromatus, and he was defeated in the novel Twilight of the Aspects, but he wasn't killed. I don't know necessarily just how powerful he is. I know that he has 5 heads, and that it took a lot of programming to even include him in the game, and they're just like, nah, it's way too much. We'll include him at a later date. For right now, we'll just add another dragon into Cataclysm. Now, because Chromatus didn't make it into Cataclysm, I think that there's a great likelihood that we'll see him in Dragonflight, or at least if we don't, Alex Straza may likely bring him up at some point as a sequel. Anyway, I can continue to sit here and speculate whether or not Dragonflight will be a good update or not, or I can talk to you about this crazy rogue that has potential of actually driving some more players back to the game itself. Anyway, this rogue's name is Peekaboo. The guy is ambidextrous with both assassination and subtlety. He knows his shit. He knows what to do. He's nuts, okay? He's absolutely fucking nuts. Being completely honest with you, I haven't actually seen a rogue of his level of skill since Mercator stopped playing World of Warcraft. And I gotta tell you, it is a refreshing breath of air to know that players like this are indeed returning to World of Warcraft. Peekaboo is a rank 1 rogue. A title not easily earned. Luckily for him, however, he's had time to hone his skills. This isn't something I'm saying lightly either. I mean, a rogue of his caliber or skill I haven't seen appear since Mercator practically fell off the face of the earth in World of Warcraft. So now the question remains, has Peekaboo replaced Mercator? I'll let you, the audience, be the judge. Watch him in combat and decide for yourself.
Cheap, kitty. Please die. Dueled him. Cheap. He's dead. Beautiful. Dude, these guys got hit with the perfect double everything, and they just get clobbered. Zeros all around.
But as entertaining as he is, it's not quite as entertaining as watching something like this.
However, many years ago, a young Asmongold looked up to a troll mage that got it first on our server, and I still remember that day. And to think that nowadays anybody, even some clown, that shows up in a massive slut mog with a few pieces that are randomly thrown together, thinking that they have a chance at winning the competition, could be riding on the asses of Alar. What a far way we've fallen. It's a knockoff and it looks like trash. I don't like it.
I'll say on his behalf, however, it is nice to see him approach female characters the same way he would a male character. He has been in fact hassled for this in many of his streams, accusing him for having favoritism towards the females. Of course, there may be a degree of truth to this, but I tend to think he only checks for the quality of the gear rather than observe other features at the moment presented. Well, hang on a minute. See, now I find myself more confused than before. I have a question for you. So, Neo, why bring this up? Well, part of the reason why I wanted to show that little clip with Asmongold is because I wanted to point out that part of the reason why players are starting to return to World of Warcraft is actually because of Asmongold. He's actually taking parts of Final Fantasy into World of Warcraft. Now, part of the point of Final Fantasy was that your character had to look good. That was part of the MMO feel and the experience that you had in Final Fantasy was making your character look as good as they can be because it is an MMO. The character is supposed to look good, supposed to look attractive, supposed to look handsome, however you want it, who cares? It's an MMO. The point is Asmongold figured that out and he's trying to tap into it to see if maybe he can flush some of his fan base back into World of Warcraft to hopefully give it life again. It's like reigniting a forge that went out. So while Asmongold continues to push up Blizzard on his own beam of support, the game devs are being given a form of reprieve, so to speak, from failing in World of Warcraft altogether. This also puts the game devs in a tough situation, making them decide between more underrated updates or updates that actually make the game more like an MMO. Wow, imagine that. I suppose it could be argued that that's part of the reason why Dragonflight is starting to make an appearance now in World of Warcraft, but we'll get to that later. I know I have a bit of a history of always talking smack about Blizzard, but I mean, come on, is it really unjustified? Anyway, back on topic. Anyway, some of this is my opinion, but a lot of it is also just experience. While I played through Shadowlands, I noticed a lot of variety of quests. Well, kind of. Each quest is different, but also feels the same, and what I mean is you get used to running around killing a lot of random shit with different names. Asmongold had it right when he said it was a hobo murder sim. Alright, now it's time for some good news. One of the few communities still managing to stay very strong through everything that World of Warcraft has managed to do to itself so far is PvP though. The adrenaline rush associated with competitive gameplay is unlike any feeling out there, and as somebody who used to play an FPS competitively, I understand where these guys are coming from. Being able to face other teams with superb skill for a prize is bound to get blood pumping. Now you should just see some of these fights with the adrenaline going. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Now, a lot of these fights can actually be seen on the World Championship that Blizzard has on their main website. They have different stock footage from different times that people fought in World Championships arenas. It's actually quite impressive to see how they all keep up with each other and how they can continue to communicate on top of each other. I mean, the three people will be talking simultaneously and they'll still understand who's saying what and when and which cooldown is used because this guy called it out. I mean, some of the stuff is hard to keep track of from my point of view, but somebody I know who can keep track of it quite well, for example, is Peekaboo.
Something. I'm finishing it.
It's more.
I need cool and scroll.
You're fine. Top you. Go mage.
Ship.
I would recommend you guys look up Peekaboo IRL in YouTube and have his channel pop up. Check out some of his content. The guy is a rank 1 rogue, so if anyone's going to make World Championship one day, it's probably more than likely going to be him. Anyway, that's about all I've got for today. Any more information that I've got, I'd be more than happy to put out. And as I stated in my previous video, that there's going to be a lot more content like this video coming out. It's been my experience since 2007, early Burning Crusade, that people who aren't really that well recognized in Warcraft to put out small-time content tend to usually have the best valuable information out there. So more content like that will probably be posted onto this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, leave me some feedback, and tell me what you think.